This is GH 101. We're looking at R programming, and we'll just check back on what the plan was. Okay, so we have R and RStudio already installed, and now, so that's the first video. Go back and do that if you don't have it done already. And now I want to show the two sources of information to start going through other than watching my videos. Alright, if you click on the link there, we go over to the notes that I'm going to keep on R programming. And I have a link here for tutorials. There's many different tutorials that are good and in an appropriate pace for somebody who's never done programming before. This one doesn't do too bad. It won't really have all the information we need, but it's a good start and it's at the right level for beginning programmers. Alright, so you can read this. I'm going to skip ahead to basic syntax here, and so they're talking about typing in things at the R command prompt, and I just want to show you where you do that in RStudio. Okay, so they are on text-based. They're doing text-based stuff. They started R by just running the R command in their terminal or shell, but we have RStudio, and we're looking for something that has these sort of greater than signs where we're going to type things. And when I opened up RStudio, that's right here. It's in a tab here called Console. So anything that I see where they typed something, I could copy paste and put it over here. And you can see in RStudio it has a list of variables. So there's something called myString, and it has some text inside of it. And so then whatever they have over here that they have as a command, you can type it out, or you can copy paste. Periodically you want to do that to make sure that you're actually understanding. And so what happened here is I created a variable called myString. I put text into it, hello world, and then I printed myString. They are talking about a script file here, so there's a couple different ways to run R commands. We can run them right here, and then that's very much like using your calculator. You can type things. I can do math here, 8 times 9, and it prints the answer, or I can save the answer for later. Now if I do x minus 2, that prints 70. And the 1 here means it's the first number in the output. There's only one number in the output here that it's printing. Okay, but we can also create a file. So I can say file, new, R script, and then it opens up here. So I can, let's see, type some commands here. And then save the file. So I want to save this. Since I didn't have a name for it, it should ask me for a name and a location. I will just leave this in the documents there. And I'll call this my first program. And it's traditional to call this with a .r at the end. Okay, so now I have program commands up here and a text file that I've saved, and I can say run. So you can see there that would run one line. If I click here, it's going to run the whole file. And so it did run the file. I didn't have any print. So if I want to see something, I can run that, and it ran and printed the output. Okay, so if they're talking about putting stuff into a text file, that's how we do it. You can go through the tutorial. You want to go through in order and type things in, copy paste as you go through it. So that is one source of information that you're responsible for starting to go through, is the tutorials point. So everything that they talk about in there is fair game, right? That you should be studying and asking questions about if you don't understand. All right, we'll say that's it for this one. So there's your getting started with the tutorials point. Happy tutorials pointing.